Welcome back to the Filthy Fool podcast, the only Fuck you. Welcome back to the Filthy Few podcast, the only podcast that now has a Twitter account.
I don't think we're the only podcast.
We are the only one.
We will be now.
Yeah, we're just gonna kill the rest.
We'll kill the
mainframe and get rid of all of the other Twitter accounts for podcasts that there are.
And then before they make another account, we'll kill them.
It's that simple. Just hack it to the mainframe.
Just hack it.
Everyone can do it.
That's just an easy solution.
Yeah, simple.
So,
Today's topic.
making the dabbing emoji official.
It needs to happen. No, Caleb, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Why?
You need to have the dabbing emoji like ready to go.
No, you
It
don't.
is.
Yes, you
It is
do.
unnecessary.
Like-
No, it's not. It's necessary.
Unnecessary.
Every time I want to virtually dab, I need to go into my gallery and get a picture
Select
of the dabbing emoji and then send it.
It's not an actual
You know what,
emoji.
Alex?
What?
If you dab, you go on top of a volcano. Okay. You're
Yeah.
disgusting.
Burn alive.
Well, screw it. Then go to hell. That's fine. But we need to make the dabbing emoji official. It doesn't matter if it sends you to...
A volcano.
Why can't you
Yeah.
just do like freaking asterisk dab asterisk? Huh?
Because that's gay.
That's not visual enough.
Yeah, that doesn't,
There are two
because
different types of people.
like dabbing, because like when you dab is it's just like this thing that you do, but the dabbing emoji, like you can just see the raw power of that dab. It's just so stiff and straight and just
It is.
to the
I
point.
swear
And
it
he's
is
so
an emoji.
muscular as well.
I've literally seen that emoji, I swear to God.
No, it's not. And it's, well, I haven't.
It is like their arms are just straight, like fucking
That is
arrow.
the full-on dab.
Yeah, that is like you got to commit.
It's committed.
Level 100 dab.
Yeah, freaking.
Kermit.
100 dabbing.
Kermit.
What?
Kermit doing dabs? Question mark?
Oh yes, that needs to be in the next Muppet movie.
No.
Yes.
It does. Even I say that it does.
Yeah.
Jay, you're alone on this.
I lost. Majority rules.
Your point is invalid.
Invalid.
Well, it's not invalid. It's just wrong.
That was invalid.
Anyway, I mentioned this on my Twitter. There is an age group that you can dab ironically and get away with it.
Yeah.
So this year in 2019, you have to be between the ages of 14 and 18 to be able to dab ironically and needs
Yes.
to be successful.
Serious?
Like-
Okay,
the
because
ages.
if you're under 14, you're some cringy 12y and dabbing. You can't
fair
dab ironically. Okay, it's physically impossible. And if you're over 18,
Why are you doing it?
yeah, you wouldn't dab
Yeah,
because
who dabs
it's
when-
cringy and
Yeah.
they wouldn't do it. But
It's like that.
But
It's like those freaking old people on TikTok.
Oh,
It's like, why?
No,
Oh my
not
God.
the fucking
don't
TikTok memes.
don't bring up TikTok.
Don't
please.
bring
It's
up the
disgusting.
TikTok memes,
TikTok
please.
is not necessary. Back to the point. Yeah. 14 to 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
But next year it'll be 15 to
Yeah,
19-year-olds.
that age group will go along.
That's when you can dab.
Wait, what if
Ironically.
it gets more on so it's like 20 to 30?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, because
wow.
we grew up with
yeah,
the
we
dab.
grew up with it.
Okay.
That's like when 90s
that's
kids
not
say that you can't listen, you can't do anything
in a frickin-
unless you were born in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same.
Yeah,
I-
like, you know, if you're born in the 2000s, you can't say you're a 90s kid because you're not a 90s
Well,
kid.
yeah,
And it's the same,
obviously.
if you're 18 years old, you can't say you're a dabbing kid because you're not a dabbing kid.
You didn't grow up with the dab.
You didn't.
I
You
could just
didn't.
imagine us as like oldies in a freaking senior home. It's like, dab.
And no one's going to understand the
No.
reference
We
because it's been dead for 50 years.
Been dead for like 80 years.
80s.
No, but that's
how long do you think we're going to survive?
At
Without
least
being in the-
150.
1 billion.
At least.
We've got memes to make us survive. You know those
Yeah,
Vine
memes.
compilations that keep us alive at night. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta always watch those.
Yeah,
and
you know, because like we're gonna be like the generation.
dead in our hearts.
We're gonna
That
be
lives
the generation of old people that have like references. Because other old people these days, they only just like they just talk about tea and shit.
Back in my day.
But when we're old people, we're just gonna be ripping sick dab and tea posting
Yeah,
and
but when we're old people, the dab is then going to be considered the new like tea thing. Like old people now are obsessed with tea. We'll be obsessed with dabbing,
oh yeah,
and younger people will be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
yeah. But
are you serious?"
tea is like a beverage. The dab is a physical
Action.
Yeah, it's like asserting your dominance without tea posing.
Are memes still going to be a thing when we're?
Oh.
We
When
will
we're
make
old people.
we
We
will
have to
make
keep them
sure.
alive.
Yeah, okay. It is our generation's responsibility
To keep them alive.
to keep memes alive.
It's
Feet.
I get scared.
Heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Yeah, it is our responsibility. It is also our responsibility to make the dabbing emoji official.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, then it will be immortalized.
No.
Fuck your dabbing emoji.
Yes.
Yes.
3 against 2.
No, but
Overruled.
Andrew, help.
Andrew, say
The
yes.
dabbing emoji needs to be a thing.
No.
No.
Don't contemplate it.
Just say
yes.
yes.
Just say yes.
Say yes,
No, don't do
goddammit.
it, Andrew.
Andrew, please.
If you're
do
thinking
it.
about it,
Do
don't
it.
answer.
Andrew, if you say yes, I'll just own you as my brother.
Andrew,
Yes.
got it.
Yeah.
Chelsea, that was a terrible idea.
You failed us!
Incentive.
Yeah, Andrew, you can have my sister. I'll take Chelsea.
That-
Wait, that's not incest.
Wait!
Which is.
How about we just edit that bit out?
What?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But
Okay.
edit, but
No,
leave this
fuck
bit
off
where
with
I'm
your
saying
rocks.
edit it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need a mid-roll.
Okay. So
TikTok ad!
let's move on to the other topic then,
Yes.
which is.
What the fuck is on my
Ear
screen?
rape.
Ear rape.
Which
Harry Potter ear rape, my
See,
favorite.
you know what's
yeah.
funny is like
Universal
the
era.
fact that someone had to create that name. Like they hear loud noises and
No,
they're just like, my ears are getting raped.
No, but
Let's
ear
call
rape,
it ear rape.
That's the first thing.
ear
I thought
rape's
of.
been around for a lot longer than ear rape.
Wait, what?
Like
what?
they called bad songs
go on,
ear
they wanna
rape.
bring her on
Like
back.
just say there's a pretty shit heavy,
Oh, sorry about
you know,
Yeah, you
like
can throw
pretty
it.
shit heavy metal songs.
Yeah.
They were used to be called ear rape. So this is like the natural extension.
So now it's literally when you like increase the bass to like full
Yeah.
instead of half. That's it.
by Friday.
We're
Ear
gonna
raping and ear rape twice.
We're gonna have a lot of editing to do for this
Yeah.
podcast.
It's right. They've gone away now. It's
I
fine.
should probably go to.
Yeah, and the sun came out. It's nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the sun hasn't come out. We're in a studio. We can't see
Well,
the sun.
we can see.
No,
out
we
the
have a window.
No, but
I
the
swear we
window's
need to
blacked out.
actually
Find
get
a
a
recording
better.
studio.
Yeah, we need a better.
No, we don't. This is a perfectly fine recording studio
Just,
that
just
has.
put some of that like typical YouTube foam on the wall and then just call it a recording studio.
Oh yeah.
Just put one square on the wall.
I just realised we haven't done proper introductions because Blake hasn't been in any of the previous podcasts.
I've
Hey,
been in a
podcast.
couple, but I haven't been introduced.
Well, no, you
you
were.
are Chelsea.
You were because he called you Sophie in one of them, and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Wait,
I said, "I'm not
aren't
Sophie."
I Brian the blonde?
No,
emo?
you're not. You're Lincoln.
You're Lincoln. Keeping track of fake names is too hard to remember.
I'm just some
That
random
just happened,
cuck, ignore
yes.
me.
Did you just moan while throwing?
Alright.
Cuck, yes.
Fuck, what the hell?
It was a.
Did you just get
Explain
cucked?
Did you get cucked?
Don't be bitch.
Yes.
I named
What is
my,
going
I
on?
named my
We're gonna
license
get
plate
taxed?
in Forza Cuck Boy.
Make the defenses.
We need an actual topic.
Fight
Well, we did
for
have
our
two.
life.
We had made
We should
dab
talk about the
emoji.
No.
That's something that I can actually contribute
What?
to.
Yeah, but
military.
do other people want to listen to us talking
And also,
about
how do we
army
make
and tactics?
how do we make that
This is
comedy without
tactics.
being?
Okay, then what would
Massively
you talk
offensive.
about?
This isn't
to
comedy.
make this
I mean,
yeah.
like, we
So?
could go dark.
This
humor.
is high comedy.
Ah,
yes.
yeah.
Sorry.
Like those military fails that you see on YouTube and all that stuff.
What?
But
Military.
how's that going to
fail.
work with a podcast, which is not visual?
Hey, remember that military fail where that guy shot himself in the dick?
Oh,
That's so funny.
Hey,
that
got
sounds
Ah.
Have you
painful.
guys seen the movie Down Periscope?
No.
No.
This guy who works for the Navy gets welcome aboard tattooed on his penis.
What the hell?
No.
Ah.
That's
that a
Why have you
passport?
seen that?
Oh, it's a notebook.
Jesus.
That's my.
Although it's not as good as
cadet
sex education.
notebook.
There's a fat guy called Buckman as well, and then when Buckman does something wrong, they launch him out of the torpedo tube.
Oh my
Oh, that
God.
sounds like a sick ride.
I love the fact that
That's a bit of an understatement.
I love the fact that we see Russians doing Russian roulette, right? But like I could
That was a weird
no,
topic,
just,
Jay.
no, no,
What's
no, but
Australian
like,
Russian
but
roulette?
like-
Like you lift up a bucket, there's a spider underneath.
Did you just say Australian Russian roulette? Why not just call it Australian roulette?
Fine, Australian roulette.
There we
But
go.
like-
Lift up a bucket, there's
Australian,
a snake.
American, Russian
But
roulette.
I could just imagine like maybe like a stakeout team of like 6 people, like staking out the area, and they're trying to get intel for the like base or whatever. But they're just like, we're
and they
bored.
raped children.
Let's just play some Russian roulette while we're waiting.
Yeah, so while we're waiting,
I do
let's
want-
just try to see who dies.
Do Russians actually play Russian roulette? Any Russians listening?
No one.
Please let us know.
I was of
Hashtag
Russian descent.
It must have
hashtag
been
any
invented.
Russian.
Do you play Russian roulette?
I played it once. Not with.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Confirmed. Confirmed.
That is not
Confirmed.
real Russian roulette, is it?
She won.
Yes, she won.
She won.
No, she lost. She's dead.
Oh, okay, my bad.
You're dead inside.
Well, I died in your.
Wait, does that make me a necrophile?
Yeah, no, you did. No, you didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, I died.
Does that imply that
Well,
you're
you died
fucking
if you-
Chelsea right now?
Huh?
No.
Oh!
What?
I have no. Okay.
He made
Stop
that
digging
so
yourself
bad.
into a hole.
I keep
Fucking
digging myself
dick
into
shot.
this fucking hole. No, fucking. Kaylin said she's dead. She's a ghost, and I said, wait, does that make me a necrophile?
Yes.
So that does
And a pedophile. at the
imply
same
that I'm
time.
fucking Chelsea.
Yes.
Do you consent?
No, she doesn't. That's me.
She
I'm
still-
her attorney.
She
So
still
it's
hasn't
right
answered
next
if she loves
to-
me or Andrew more yet.
Yeah. Well, is there any other time a dead person can't give consent?
Yeah, but
How
no.
can you not rape
No,
someone
but you
after
can't
they-
not.
In France,
you
it's
can't
legal to marry
not
dead people.
give consent.
So you can literally marry into royalty in France.
Didn't we already talk about this like a while ago?
Maybe.
No, no, no.
Not too sure.
Actually, I mean, what if like you made a consent form that said after you're dead I get to have sex with you?
You're sweaty too.
Then it's not rape.
What the
I'm going to do that. Also,
Whoa, what?
also rip phone.
Rip phone.
I mean,
It's too hot.
Rip professional recording studio.
It's too
Rip
hot.
the microphone.
Yes.
Totally a professional recording studio.
That we are definitely sitting in right now.
Thanos is gay.
What would you even write on that consent form?
I consent that.
No, they don't consent. They write. No, the person who's writing the form is the one who wants to have sex with someone after they die.
Yeah,
So they give it to like a cancer patient, and then
Oh, I thought you.
because they're gonna die soon.
Well, that's like the Make a
No,
Wish
okay.
Foundation thing, right?
Most of them. Give it to a lot of people, and chances are one of them's gonna die.
No, but see, like, what if a 12-year-old
I think
from the
everyone
Make-A-Wish
dies
Foundation asks to grab titties? Like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, I could just imagine that, like a Make-A-Wish Foundation
Oh.
kid's like, I want to have sex now. Like, I could just imagine
Like,
that.
I could die when I'm 18 and still not be allowed to have sex. Give me sex now.
I want those titties.
Right.
I want them titties.
He's like a
Like, they can't-
4-year-old.
Like, they don't even know when the kid's gonna die, so they really can't refuse.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah,
They
you
can't.
could
They can't
just
just say no.
you could just fake cancer, and you can have
Fake
underage sex.
cancer, as you do.
As you do.
As you do.
Because
And then-
they don't test for that.
But yeah,
No, there's no possible way to. Well, I mean, people have successfully lied about having cancer,
How do you successfully lie about having cancer?
and then they've gone on like GoFundMe and gotten a lot of money, and then they're like, lol, just
It's like
get
that,
to
JK.
Sick note.
JK,
On
I'm
Netflix.
actually alright.
That guy from Twitch who
actually-
pretended to be disabled and he forgot to turn his stream off. He just got up and walked
That's
out.
like that's the plot.
Top 10 mistakes that cost people their life.
Yeah, he died.
He actually died. He actually contracted
Some
cancer
countries, Mary
after.
Poppins is-
Yeah,
Forgetting
as
to
soon
turn on
as soon as the first person
Did I
wrote
do
in the
that?
comments that noticed that, he just instantly died.
Jen, did you know that in some countries Mary Poppins is racist?
How?
Yeah.
How is?
How does it mean?
What's
what do you
racist
mean
about
racist?
it?
Did you?
I saw it on a news article on my phone. It's popped up with some countries. say
Top
that
10
Mary
countries
How
Mary
could it
Poppins is
possibly-
racist in.
How could it possibly be racist?
Watch Mojo.
Well, like, there's no black people in it, and yeah, it's like set up like.
No,
Are
but
you
like,
serious? Any movie that doesn't have black people in it is
No, but like,
racist.
no, like
Well, see,
it's
that's
set
the
up
thing,
in a
right?
black cultural area, but yeah, there's no black people in
Damn
the
it.
black cultural
That's the
area.
thing with like video games and TV shows these days. Like if they don't have one person that's gay and then one person that's from a different race, it's deemed racist.
Yeah, I know, because apparently in the British equivalent of the Oscars, there's a new criteria where the movie has to have like proper representation of all minorities or some shit.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh
And
my
I'm just
God.
like, what if you make this really great Hitler biopic where he's just murdering Jews and there's no black people inside? But it's like this amazing movie. Does that mean it's automatically disqualified from
Yes.
getting an award just
Yeah.
because there's no black people in it?
Yes.
That's such a fun.
What if you just include this
why
one
did
black
you use-
person that walks behind?
Why did
does
you
that
use
work?
Hitler as an example there?
Because
He's a great
Why
no
was
one,
that the-
no
He's
one
a
was,
great man.
no one was black in World War II.
Not a single person was
No, I'm pretty
black.
sure-
Everyone in the world was white.
I'm pretty sure they use trench runners, black people as trench runners.
Oh, rip.
Wow.
bad.
Yeah, literally, rip.
R.I.P.
Many
Put it on my back
pieces.
if you want.
And for those of you watching the podcast that don't know what trench runners are, they basically just run from trench to trench, getting killed on purpose.
You know what? I feel like that was insinuated by the name.
Yes.
Trench runners. People who run
could
from
just-
trenches.
I
like
could just
how-
imagine someone like running through the trenches trying to get like meds and stuff for their friends that just got shot, and then like a grenade just pops in. It's like
Then again, like these the trench runners, were they like forced to do it?
I assume so.
They're
Because they were black in World War II. So,
So
yes.
they were like, you know what, you black person, go running.
Alex,
Why
they're
couldn't
black,
they have
they
just?
had no rights. Okay.
Couldn't they have just said no?
Well, the army kind of
No!
say no, because if you say no to a superior officer, the warrant officer will come at you. The warrant officer
Oh
is,
no, at least I'm not
is in
dead.
charge of all.
Yeah, fire me from the army. I don't care. At least I'm not
Well,
fucking
actually,
dead.
back then, if you didn't do something, you could have actually like been killed.
Oh well.
You bitch.
Slide tackle.
I would have died anyway.
No, but there's like a 100% chance of death and a 99% chance of death.
Wait, what are we
Which
on
one are you gonna choose?
now? Wait, what are we on now?
We're talking about how you could refuse to be a trench runner and possibly die, but it's better than definitely dying by being a trench runner.
No, you definitely die if you refuse to be a trench runner. They, like,
So
they shoot you on the
basically-
spot and then chuck
Well,
you
then you die either
they,
way.
they
so
shoot you on the
might
spot
as
and then
well.
chuck you over the trench anyway.
Well,
Why don't they
you're
just-
dead. You don't get.
Like literally, if
It's
you,
better than the
if
anticipation.
you refuse to be a trench runner, they will shoot you and then use you as the
do you
trench.
think
You
there's
say
a-
will like it's
use
gonna
you
happen in
as
the
the
future.
Do you think there's a way you can just be like, I don't want to do this, but can we just
See,
make a wager by playing?
It probably
Mushroom
will
League?
No,
happen in the
but, like,
future
why
because
can't-
people make like fucking game simulations.
Why can't you just say, I won't run your trench, and you can find someone who will? You know, because like, someone who doesn't run the trench, they're putting their own army at a disadvantage.
See, I remember I heard this story on a World War II documentary where the Australians on the beach were actually throwing empty cans of food.
Do we
for
lose
grenade
our
practice.
audio?
I don't know.
And so the enemies thought that like, did it stop recording?
no.
No, okay.
Alright, go. We're still alive.
We're still alive. Yeah, the enemies thought that it was some kind of like cultural thing, so they started throwing food cans back. So
Wow.
like, they were willingly trading. They were unwillingly trading rations with each other, as a joke.
Well,
Like,
at least,
they would throw like bottles full of piss, little food ration cans, like anything, as grenade practice. But the enemy didn't know it was grenade practice. So they were just throwing shit back for the fun of it.
at least
So
they
when,
weren't
when they
rapists.
called the fucking ceasefire to collect their bodies and shit, they told them what they were doing, and they were like, oh, we didn't even know.
Got him.
It's the best prank.
The best of the prank.
When you,
The first ever
Oh
get
my God.
pranked pro from World War II.
why don't they just disguise grenades
As
like
fucking food.
as rubbish and shit?
Well, no, see, because their supplies were running low, they'd already like expended all of their shit, so they couldn't really get a boat in. So they were practicing for when the boat got there, and they had fucking fresh supplies and shit, which the boat never came.
Yeah, to see it.
This is why.
Okay, so
World War II
that's
is
the
good.
that's the world's
It's
first.
good.
That's the world's first get pranked pro and the world's first rip.
World's
No, no, no,
first.
see,
How did we get here from the British Oscars?
The
British what?
The rip
Oscars.
The British Oscars. The real rip was that the Turks didn't even realize that the Australians had left.
Wait, what?
That's like a second rip.
Yeah, they kept shooting, didn't they?
Yeah, they kept shooting because they
What
made
were they
What were they shooting at? They were just like, I don't see
the
anything.
Australians made this thing called a drip gun. Basically, they put their gun up on the mount, and they had two canisters. One of them would drip water into the next canister, which would pull the trigger. And so they would just have like a fucking what is it?
Gay faggot.
Like a wave. wave.
Fucking hell.
No, they just have a wave of like bullets going off every now and again, and they wouldn't even realize that they weren't there. So they were still shooting early into the morning, and no one
Even though there's
realized that
not
they
a
were
single
gone.
person there.
Not a single person there. They were all fucking gone.
Wow.
Like the majority of the Australian forces that were lost weren't even lost on the retreat. They were lost on the attack, which is surprising because usually the retreat loses more. You retreat because you lost more troops than you did during the attack.
I feel like the real rip in World War II was the thousands of deaths to the soldiers and citizens of all
What the fuck are you
all
talking
the countries
about?
that participated.
Hashtag Pearl
Are you
Harbor.
talking?
I love the fact that you say participated. It was like a game
It
show.
was voluntary.
Hey, we're up.
Contestant number 1, Germany.
You die.
You die.
Oh, you die as well.
You die.
Actually, I'm pretty
You
sure
die.
contestant number 1
We
was
all
actually
die.
Germany.
Fucking
Just a
spiders.
shoutcaster for war. It's like, it seems like the Australian side is heading into the trenches. Okay, they're gonna go throw
Okay,
some
no,
This
this
is
could, be,
Australian
this could be like
side.
Hunger Games right now.
It's a sport now.
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Welcome to the Filthy Few podcast, the only podcast that gives you a detailed insight into the
We're like 20
Australian war.
We're like 20 minutes in. Why are you doing an introduction?
I'm doing a reintroduction.
Why? What's the point?
For comedic effect. It's rewind time. Rewind
You didn't say it loud enough. You didn't rewind
It's
this time.
rewind Rewind time.
That was nice. Yes.
We had an add-on.
So, was there another topic for this podcast, or
No.
are we just going to leave it at this?
No.
we keep going
No.
until the bell.
Okay.
rings. I mean, until
yeah,
recording
the
studio
recording
is full.
stops.
Did you know Ben Chode is Indian for motherfucker?
Why do you know
Bad
an Indian
joke.
swear word? Why?
Why not, Jaden? Why not?
Actually, in
Well,
SGD.
I know the Japanese word for gangster is Yankee.
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 Oh my
Wait,
god, like
so
the
all
American.
Americans are gangsters?
All Americans are Japanese gangsters, yeah.
Got him.
Let's go.
Wow. That's nice.
Got
Retardo is like retard, but in music terms it means slur. Like,
Retardo.
yeah.
There's also a
Mexican
fire
retard.
retard.
Actually, it's not Mexican.
Yeah, like who decided to name something that stops flames a retardant?
Magic.
Retard.
No, it's because
They want to name
retard.
it after themselves.
That's why it means like in music going lower because like
Slow down.
retard or something means like going. You know, it's less, I guess.
Rewind.
If you're a retard person.
Retardo is shortened to rit, which
Stop.
means slow down.
Why do you bring back the meme?
Because I play music every morning.
What does that have to do with fire retardants?
No, because you were talking about retard.
It's
Like other,
Dick
I play
joke.
music every morning. I deal with retards.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Damn it. There goes my
Most
stick.
people who play fuck. Most people who play music are really up themselves.
yes.
Did you hear that from your own boyfriend, Chelsea?
Most people that play music.
Oh shit! Domestic violence.
I just got conked across the jaw podcast.
Oh,
just a,
no, but you're a male, so it doesn't count.
it
Oh
is
yeah,
not-
yeah. It's not sexist if it's to a male.
Yeah, rip.
Well, it's not sexist. It's domestic violence.
Yeah,
Except it's not domestic violence because you're a male.
yeah, exactly.
What's the time?
Gay o'clock.
It is 11:38.
11:37.
Well, we better wrap this up then.
No, we don't.
What?
Actually, we
Wrap
should.
it up.
Yeah, we should.
Well,
Don't-
tune in next time where we talk about tuna and how they used to use tuna as fire retardants in the army.
I hope they don't actually think that that's going to be the topic of the next podcast.
It is.
Oh god.
Just like fucking throwing
I don't
tuna
really
across
feel-
the trenches and then lighting it.
Like talking about tuna.